Hello, everybody. Super good morning to everyone. Happy coming to a Saturday today, and this is 7:30 in the morning. Kevin Chan here again, back to you with another one of the rebuild the database session. So we are on Puzzle today, and we're going to continue to talk about the 12 earthly branches, the interaction on the 12 earthly branches, which is part of the essential information that we have. And today we're going to talk about the destruction interaction. So it's just one of the many interaction that is happening around, right? So it's time for you to rebuild your database, so that because when you are reading puzzle chart that time, right? So you have to know that there is this interaction, then only you'll be able to interpret the situation. So today we are trying to understand what are the circumstance and situation that is resulting from having destruction inside a puzzle chart, or or you are subjected to the what we call the situation of destruction. So once you understand, you have the awareness, then you can go and do some tweaking and fixing. Without the awareness, very difficult to fix, right? So that's why you need to study this and understand this. All right, so morning to everybody, right? So anything happened these few days? No, yesterday just went for a bit of an excursion on one of the temple, right? So somebody asked, so hey, always go temple, you're very spiritual. No, I go temple because I need to scout out places that when I'm doing excursion that time, whether that place is suitable to bring people to go or not. If that place is not suitable, you go also no use, man. So how do you know whether it's suitable? You have to go and visit lah. Things like the place. If I bring 40 people, right? Got place to stand or not? Right? You never think of it, right? Right, so if you bring 40 people, right, does the place even have a place to stand or not? Right, you've got no place to stand, you bring them there, also gone. Hello, good morning, Jeannie, how are you doing? First one to pop up this particular morning, right? So yeah, it's Saturday morning, right? So but anyway lah, right? So yesterday went over to that place, and the lunch was great, right? So the lunch was great. We picked one of the nicer local places that was recommended. We ordered the Sang Ha Min, 190 baht. Eh. But never mind, I can afford. All right, the team member is worth the money. It's okay, no worry. Okay, right, so come, let's go in, right? So hello, Gemma, how are you doing? Good morning to you as well. Right, so come, as usual, getting in touch with me, you want to chit chat with me, Telegram is great. So yesterday was the last day for the 5-day manifestation exercise. So that's why I go to the temple, because that particular temple was aligned with the chart on that particular day. So I picked the chart already, then I need to go and shop for a temple. Right, yeah. Right, so then went there, did all the necessary measurement, whether it's workable, not workable, energy level, okay, no, all those kind of things you have to go and study a bit. Right, so you're not there, very difficult to study unless I can find somebody who can study, right? But anyway, right, so that's why I go on a lot of excursion, especially when I'm traveling for my other activity. I would try and take a look at, hey, this place got any temple, right? So again, nothing against any other temple, it's just that I know how to analyze Chinese temple. The rest of the other people temple, I don't know what principle they're built on. So usually, I can't comment, right? So, but anyway, so Telegram there, whoa, almost fall down, right? So, and then there's the newsletter. The newsletter is everything about forecasting, and also, excursion, right? So an excursion is like, my temple visit, sometimes I'll write it down if it's worth writing down. Right, so then of course lastly is a community channel. Now community channel is actually for you to share and come together to get support, right? So now the other day, just that the nice lady, Catherine, who basically created this particular fan page for me, was saying that when you first started the journey of Chinese metaphysics, a lot of people doesn't have good faith in you. I just put it in a way, right? So it's difficult to find a community that actually support your journey. Right, so now this is the community that give you that particular support if you are beginning your journey in practicing Chinese metaphysics. If you require some discussion, some love, some hug, join the community, start to communicate in the community. The people in the community will basically come over and help you. That's the intention of having a community together. So everybody grow, no matter which level you are and which level you join in. You got question that, no one else can assist you in answering. Post it into the community so that we'll be able to come together and assist you to get some clarity on the question that you have. Right, so don't need to be shy. So that's what the community channel is basically for, right? So anyway, whichever method that you chose to get in touch with me, so any one of it will work. Cool, right? So that's basically it. So next thing is basically to print your parser chart. If you have not printed your parser chart before, currently I'm working together with Typing Astro. They want me to tell you Typing Astro stroke AI. Make no difference to me. Okay, right. But anyway, you can print your parser chart, by joining the Typing Astro. You join the free community is enough already, right? So you join the free community, you can already print your parser chart. That's it. You just need your parser chart printed. So when we talk about the 12 branches, it's actually the one at the bottom. Right? Those that you call animal sign language, which has nothing to do with the animal actually. Right? So that is what I call 12 branches. So we have spoken about the heavenly stem interaction. Right, so we talk about the heavenly stem characteristic, we talk about the interaction, the combine, the clashes, we talk about that already, right? So if you want to know the heavenly stem interaction, go back and look for the video that has to do with the heavenly stem interaction, right? So now we are talking about the 12 branches, right? So the 12 branches individual description we have already done. Then the other day we have done this another one which is called a combination. So today we're going to do the one that is called destruction. So these are all the interaction that basically is available inside a branches. So branches got more interaction. If you look at the stem only got combine and clashes. That's it. Stem do not have harm, do not have punishment, doesn't have destruction. It do not have harmony, right? It only got combination and clash. Right, so that this one we have done the individual description of the 12 animal, right? So by the way, the 12th animal is the one that is often used in Chinese New Year or the Chinese New Year reading, right? So a lot of formula is basically the 12 animal based formula, especially if you're practicing this line of what we call school called Shen Sha. Shen Sha is auxiliary star system. So auxiliary star system is very stem branch driven, right? So combination we have done. So today we have decided to go into looking at destruction, right? So again, I don't get scared by the terminology used, right? So destruction, whatever it is, right? So these are the 6 pair that has destruction. Now again, back to this, how do you remember it? Your problem, not mine. Right, so like in the Telegram, I will basically dump the formula into the Telegram for you to download. Yes, we have fixed the saving issue, right? So the other day, I didn't know that Telegram got a feature that doesn't allow saving, so I need to turn it on. So that one turned on already, you can save all the whatever graphic that I dumped there. So this one, I'll dump it inside. I'll dump 2 versions for you. See which one version you like. You just take it and use it, right? So we're going to talk about destruction today. Hello, Kelvin. Hello, Crimson Phoenix. Good morning. Happy Saturday to you as well, right? So we will talk about this so that you start to understand how destruction works, so that when you do a reading, that time you see destruction, you start to see certain behavior. So you start to know that, okay, look like this particular destruction is currently kicking in, and then only you can put in countermeasure, right? You need to recognize the symptom first before you can prescribe the medicine. It's much like doing doctor work, right? So you take a look at it, the fellow got this sort of behavior, right? Then only you can, do it, right? So because you need to understand the mechanism that causes this first, before you can do, right? So these are the 6 pair, right? So these are the 6 pair, right? So again, all the 6 pair is different, please, right? So a lot of people take a look at, is this the same as this? It's different, but the overall underlying principle is the same. Right, so destruction, like the name suggests, right? So like the name suggests, destruction is that it's like a building that's already been destroyed. Crumble already, the building gone, right? So the problem with destruction is that it often creates a void. What happens when a building collapses? That piece of land suddenly, has a jarring emptiness there. You just imagine, right? So it's a city with a lot of building. Suddenly one of the building collapsed. What happened to the area? This place become a sore thumb. Yeah, the place just become a sore thumb. So it become a voided area. It create a void. So now what happened with destruction? The scary part of destruction is a lot of people try to fill up the void. Right, just to clarify, stem are usually the hidden stem in the bottom of the 4 pillar. Officially, the stem is what is on top what is on top, right? So Crimson, you didn't follow the last video that we talk about branches, right? So the stem is what is on top. So there's 10 of them. 甲乙丙丁胡姬跟辛壬癸. That's 10 of them is basically called stem. So what happened is that in the branch is actually container that hold different combination of stems. So I on the example I call them a singing group, like Bruno Mars is a singer, right? Like Rose is a singer. So right now both of them come and sing AAPT. So it's Bruno Mars Rose. So Bruno Mars Rose is a branch, right? You can see how Bruno Mars plus Rose is a branch. Bruno Mars is a stem, Rose is a stem, Rose is the stem. Both of them come up together. Right now it's called ABD. Okay, that's it. That's the only difference. Okay, right? So they are grouping. All right, stem on top, branch on bottom. Yes, stem on top, branch on bottom. That's the easy part of it for you to write. So now, Crimson, your statement is also correct because the branch is basically just combination of stem. That's it. All right. So now back to this one, right? So now what happened here? That now a lot of people spend a lot of time creating identity for themselves. And when their identity collapse, right, it's very, very difficult for the person to survive. That is essentially destruction. So now the good part about destruction is that there is nothing that you can do about the destruction. This one is, you need to understand, this one is in comparison to clashes. Clashes is two parties that are still fighting with each other. Right, the part that is what we call the part that is unpleasant about clashes is that there is still a winner and loser. In destruction, there is no winner and loser. The building has already collapsed, which means destruction a lot of time is deal with past circumstances, aka in the psychology world is actually called trauma. So destruction is very trauma based. Right? Destruction means that the building is gone already. It's not the building is collapsing. So if somebody crash a car into a building, and that resulted that the building is, not very stable, that is called a clash. Right? Clash is like an accident. Okay, right? So the destruction is the after effect of the accident. That is basically destruction. Right? So you need to know the basis level first. The basis level is something has happened that is actually threatening your identity, or what we call the identification of that. Right? So now, again, I always give extreme example to people. These are not prescribed answer. You don't get triggered with the extreme example that I give you. It doesn't mean that this equal to this. This is just a very small part of it. So I'll give you some examples so that it's easier for you to quantify it, but you don't jump to it. Right? So, hey, how come like that? Hey, what happened? What happened to my graphic? Yeah, bloody hell, you. Okay, never mind. We'll just do this in this particular manner, right? Just imagine there's a triangle. Right, so you see, sometimes there's this sort of what we call technical error that's basically happening. What the hell have I done? But never mind, right? So now just imagine, right? You were right now told that you have a what we call a medical crisis that's just happening. Like my dad. My dad right now is in a medical crisis, right? So he's in a medical crisis. So right now he has to come in term with himself that he is not as strong as last time. He is one of those type that those what we call alpha male type of fella, normally very strong, it's like he's the alpha bro in the family, what he said. So right now he's a bit in the weak side of it, right? So that's why he's throwing tantrum, by the way, right? So that's why I understand what is his situation. So now to talk about it, let's say that you're this health crisis often happen to athletes. Right? So you see how the athlete associate everything that they have with their athletic ability. So tell me, if let's say that you're a footballer, suddenly your hamstring is broken, cannot play football anymore. Your entire identity is gone. Right? Can see, so if let's say that you play any single type of sport, actually it's very common, by the way, first. Right, so a lot of sportsmen, so when they were dedicated to their sportsmanship, or represent country, represent this, represent that, then suddenly in the end, right, after their career has ended, then only they found out that they have nothing. And you see the loss of the identity. Career also is the same. Career, I've consulted enough people that is in the area of retirement. So a lot of them after retire already, then only, now doesn't matter whether it's retired, retrenched, change job, whatever, throw tantrum, doesn't matter. Once they lose their job, which means that they lose their title, they give up their title, then only they start to realize everything that they have. The most hurtful part is this: the friend that they think was their friend, once they lose the title, right, all of those friends suddenly disappear. You call them, they don't talk to you anymore. Because why? You don't have the title anymore. Then only you understand that, all these friends that they call friends was only friend to your title. That is the most hurtful part to a lot of people. Because why? They over associate their identity with the title. They over associate their identity with their physical thing, right? So there is another one more, is basically marriages, right? So marriages, when marriage end, right? So now here's the thing, right? Oh, marriages end. It will end. Either your partner die or you go through divorce. Okay, I'm very realist. I tell you, 100% of the statistics saying that if you get married, you either end in death or you end in divorce. Okay, right? So now see, when it either end in divorce and end in death, right? It means an identity murder, right? I've associated everything that my life with this entire idea that I'm somebody's wife. I've associated my entire life, into this identity that I'm somebody else's husband. So that's why a lot of time in a relationship, in a marriage, right, very difficult for the fella to walk off. Because why? Vested too many things into the identity. I am a sportsman, I am a CEO, I'm a wife, I'm a husband, I am a badminton player, I am a whatever. There's a lot of identity package there. Now, once the identity destroyed, right, the fella is lost. So what happens when the fella is lost? There is a hole there, right? So there's a void that's been created. My identity is not there anymore. I don't know what the hell is my identity, because my identity is gone already. No more already, my identity. So what happened? There's a void. So the person busy right now, throw thing into the void. They are trying to desperately do things to regain the identity. This is where all the bad habits come in. Right? So the destruction actually causes a person to cling to the past, and you keep on doing things that try to fill up the void of the past, but that it very clearly that the past has already passed. Right, so give you an example, right? So now, by the way, all of Chinese metaphysics, they have pattern one. It's just whether you can recognize them or not, right? So this is the general pattern of a destruction, right? So can you see the snake and the monkey is the destruction, right? So then the what we call your rooster and the rat is the destruction, right? So the dog and the goat is the destruction. The pig and the tiger is a destruction. So the rat and the rooster, then your ox and also your dragon, right? So they form a very pretty what we call picture, right? So now when we talk about combination, that time I told you combination was a spinning, right? This one exchange place with this one exchange place, so this one exchange place, this one exchange place. All of them have pattern. So as we go through this, I will show you all the pattern. Then you start to understand that, all right, seems like they have mathematical characteristic, right? So all of them have mathematical characteristic, so yeah, and so it's amazing, right? So, and this was already observed and discovered way long time ago. It's a few thousand years ago, right? So when science wasn't very popular, they have already observed this. So you have to give it to them lah. They have some credit here, for discovering this sort of stuff. Sadly, I always thought monkey and snake is also a combo. You can have a combo and destruction at the same time. You can have a combo and a destruction at the same time. Nothing wrong with it, right? So please don't think that that's wrong, right? So now this is one of the example I tell you. Do you guys know where is this particular place? Right? Anyone know where is this particular place? This one is like damn long ago already, right? It still feel like yesterday. So when we talk about 9/11, 9/11 is going to be few days. No, today is 9/11. Eureka. Right, today is 9/11, right? So this is basically the site for the World Trade Center, the two World Trade Center. So the World Trade Center right now has been, been made into this particular what we call the memorial site. Now you see, when the building destroyed come down already, right? When the building destroyed come down already, right? So what can you do? You can only just rebuild the building, but people chose not to rebuild the building because why? We want to remember the incidents. Now see, these are called destruction. Right, we want to remember the incident. If you build back another building, right, people don't remember the incident, right? So what's the point of remembering the incident anyway? Right, so a lot of time. Right, so you see, when you start to hold on to the past by doing something that try to retain the past, you are in destruction form. So destruction always comes with this thing called bad habits. Right, so it's actually very easy to identify. Right, so once we start to that, right, so but this one build out the groundwork for you. Certain thing happen, it causes a traumatic experience to the thing, but you know very clearly that the situation has already passed. Nothing can be done, right? Nothing can be done on the particular situation, but you still doing certain things that causes this to repeat inside your mind. That is basically what destruction is. A scary part of destruction is that it causes this downward spiral. And this downward spiral usually externally very difficult to rescue because it's inside the particular idiot mind. Unless you can be like Cassandra, right? So Cassandra from X-Men, Professor Xavier's twin sister. You don't know. Now go and watch Deadpool and Wolverine, right? So you see Cassandra, then she can put her hand into a person's brain and read the brain, right? So unless you got this particular skill set. If not, if you see a person subject themselves to destruction, can be very hurtful. And there's usually nothing much that can be done. Actually, can if you give it a big slap. In Chinese metaphysics, is to apply clash. Yeah, you can apply clash to stop destruction. Ta-da! Can be done. All right, so this basically, so now let's take a look at the different level of destruction, right? So the what we call the tiger and also pig destruction. So now tiger and pig destruction, both of them, so you need to understand first, both of them are basically has to do with traveling. So both of these are traveling star. So you look at the 12 branches, that actually tells you that they are grouping. So you got traveling star grouping, then they got the peach blossom star grouping, then you got the earth graveyard grouping, right? So this is the traveling star. So traveling star grouping has a lot to do with movement. And by the way, if you see, destruction is one producing another one. Yeah, destruction is one season producing another season. So later I give you the graphic, I show you what is called one season producing another season, right? So this one is definitely water producing the wood lah, right? Water producing the wood, right? So it become a situation now. I just translate it into something easier for you to know. It's basically causes loitering and also running away, depending on how severe the entire situation is, right? So which means that if you have a child, anybody at all in your family that has a what we call a tiger and pig together in the natal. So I don't care whether your tiger and pig is in the year, month, whether it's in the year and also the day, or is the year and also the hour, or maybe it's the month, day, month, hour, or maybe it's the day, hour. At this current moment, don't care first. Got different or not? Definitely got difference, right? So got difference, right? Don't care. So this particular person is subjected to this particular behavior, which is loitering and running away. Basically, is that the way that the fella handle trauma is to, go on a journey. Nice part, I tell you, it's called go on a journey. If not, then difficult to find this particular fellow. So if you know that they already have this, right, and then that was the actual year that is triggering, so which means that pig year and also the tiger year is the year whereby if the fellow has any dramatic trauma, right? So which means that there is an incident that basically happened before this, and then next year is the destruction year. You will see that this particular fellow got triggered, and then you will go on a disappearing act. Now, if it's kids, then probably run away may be a bit dangerous. If it's an adult, wasting life, loitering basically just wasting life, going out there, doing nothing that's usually useful, right? So never mind. Right now we have branded loitering as 躺平, left. right? So then you can take a look, right? So this is how you basically start the reading. So you see that there are certain behavior and incident happening. So they are trying to fill up the void by doing this particular task called loitering and running away. Loitering, running away basically is a bad behavior, right? So it's bad behavior. They continue to do this bad behavior. They go on this particular journey. They tell you that, oh, I'm on the journey. They're actually running away, right? So you can take a look at that. So if let's say that, let's say incident is that, if let's say that the tiger doesn't matter tiger or pig, is in the ear. So you know that when it comes to public facing related matter, the fella method of when the fella cannot take the thing, cannot accept, like these particular people, then reputation is very, very important, right? Reputation very important to that particular person. So anything that has to do with loss of reputation, the fella's way of doing things is running away. Mean that, okay, my reputation in this particular place is not really very good, I go to a different town. That is his solution. That's called running away. So something went wrong with the reputation, right? He just migrate to a different place and restart everything there. That's called running away. Right? So like, for example, if it's in the month, then it's job related matter. So if there was something that was happening in terms of the job, maybe get retrenched, then the fella would basically, what the fella do is that, they completely switch to a different field. Before this was a doctor, right? So something happened, then, he lost the, doctor's position in the hospital. Then suddenly the fella went and become a pole dancer. Extreme example, right? So that's called running away, right? So you can see, right? So this is how you basically do a reading, to know what is basically happening. So the monkey and also the snake, right? So the monkey and also the snake, right? So it's gambling and also risk, right? So monkey, snake, fire, this one is basically gambling related. So you take a look at, people who often are subjected alone. So this is not a gambling addiction. That is different thing. It's just that when certain things happen, when the fella cannot, you will see that this particular fella go and engage in activity that's very high risk, and gambling is one of the easiest one for you to see. Then the fella will get, you want to call adrenaline junkie, a bit on that particular side of it. So the fella try to end themselves, right? The fella actually trying to end themselves, right? So that's why they go and take on high risk activities. Like, no, I don't have this anymore, I don't care anymore. No, so go and engage in a lot of high risk activity, right? So that's what they basically do. So gambling is one of the very high risk, very adrenaline pumping activity that you can go into, right? So they try to risk everything, right? So they basically don't care anymore. They try to risk every single thing that they can basically risk. So like just now I tell you, this one is producing the other. Now, by the way, the fire also represent earth. Earth and fire in formula, earth and fire usually share the same formula. So if you have seen enough formula, you will know that earth and fire share a bit formula, because there's only 4 seasons. You cannot have a 5th season there, right? So the earth will borrow the season of fire, because why? The fire produces earth. So you can see that this one is technically earth producing metal. So it's always production, right? So later on the formula sheet, I show you so that you see how it works. So if you see people who got snake and also got monkey, like me, I got snake, right? So I got snake. So which means that, if there's anything happen like just now, right? If there's anything happen in terms of reputation related, so it's in the year, so I got year, right? So I will basically, the way that destruction will manifest itself, right? So lucky, monkey years, there's still another 4 more years to go. Right? I would need to take note and worry about it in 4-year times, that I don't fall into it. So which means that if it's reputation related matter because of risk related, right, I will actually up the situation. You want to fight me, I want to fight you until epic. Understand? That is basically the destruction behavior. You challenge me, right? Come on, and die together. I have the ability to do that. But here's the thing, right? You know that this one is not a healthy thing. It's not a healthy situation. It's not healthy. Okay, right? Upping the stick with everything that you are basically doing is not right. So the entire thing is that you want to fill the void with risk-related thing. Does monkey or snake month have any impact? God, any one of the position also got impact one. It's just what are the circumstances, right? So then you yourself form your own conclusion. Like this is going to be work-related. Right, so like this one failed business, what the fellow do, maybe go and borrow a lot of money from Along, try to revive the business. That's what they do lah. Right, you know, they make the stake even bigger lah. Right, so now again, all these things, right, if it's just impacting you one person, usually no problem. Maximum you die only mah. But when you do this sort of stuff, right, you need to know it impact the people around you. Like for example, if the fella go and take money from the money laundering money lender, Along, for us here we call Along, right? So you take the money from Along, right, and then you try to revive the business. If you fail, what happened? The Along is not going to chase after you. You're going to chase after your entire family tree. Right? They don't play around. They go and disturb your uncle, auntie, father, mothers. Everybody is going to get because of your stupidity. Right? So yes, the destruction often drive you to do very stupid things. Right? Very stupid thing. It's like trying to hold on to the past, where the past is already gone. Right? You know what? It's past already gone. Like, your business collapsed already. Your business collapsed already. It is not collapsing, it's collapsed already. Right? So like, for example, a lot of people right now, the US presidency, you go and see those people who commented, like, so right now, because right now, President Trump win already. There is no point discussing anything on President Trump anymore. He won. That's the facts. So you can still see people who are lamenting now, but you go and check those pillar chart. Confirm got destruction inside. Right? Destruction people very difficult to let go of actual situation. Right? So then, they go and do all those, dumb things. Right? Right? Become combined destruction. It will happen at the same time, dear Manuel. Everything happen at the same time. It doesn't go this way or the other way. Right? It does not go this way or the other way. It will happen at the same time. The combine and destruction come at the same time. Right? It just happened at the same time. Right? So like combine, you win a lot of money, you got destruction there, you probably gamble the money. That's all anyway. Okay? Like combine, you win the money, then you gamble away the money. That's all. Nothing special. So like for example, your let's say that your combine is basically in the day pillar, right? So you get married, but then you couldn't let go of certain things that is behind you. You still could not let go of your previous lover. Maybe there are people who's like that, right? Yeah, the ex probably died already once some. Right, you got an ex, probably dead already, right? Then you get married, but you still clinging on to your dead ex. Yeah, that's all. Okay, right? So it's like the fella still associate the old relationship into the new relationship, right? They get a new relationship, but is so afraid that the new relationship will become like the old relationship, and you behave like the old relationship. You push away your new relationship. You have this sort of idiot things happening around you, right? So once you identify that this is basically what happening, put a stop onto it lah. That's all lah. You just need to whack and stop onto it. It's pretty simple. If you cannot identify, very difficult to stop. Destruction is very easy to stop internally. The clash means that you just have the realization of slapping the hell out of yourself. That one gone already. That's it. President Trump win already. That's it. Okay. Right. So the what we call the rabbit and also the horse. So the rabbit and horse is basically the drugs and smoking type of bad habit. You can see a lot of this is basically substance abuse and situational abuse. Right. So by the way, rabbit and horse is basically a cigarette. In the olden days, basically a cigarette. Right. So rabbit is the chou ma. Right. Cigarette is tobacco, is the grass that you want to call it. Then you light it up in fire. Right. This has everything that to do that you are smoking. As in smoking, as in really smoke. Right. So last time you burn certain psychedelic grass. There are certain grass that you burn already. Right. So it's the same thing lah. Right. So you try to escape the real world by using drugs. By using this, both are peach blossom animal. Yeah, both are peach blossom animal. Right, so that's why sex, drug, and everything has a lot to do with relationship. right? So if you know that the particular person has, you know, the rabbit and then the horse inside the chart itself, right? So then you know that this is probably one of the route that will happen if there was only any traumatic situation that trigger them. What they do is that they will turn towards drug smoking, right? So by the way, in Cantonese, right, it's actually 嫖賭飲蕩吹. I don't know whether you guys know. There is this 5 very bad habit in Chinese literature that called 嫖賭飲蕩吹. So 嫖賭飲蕩吹, 嫖 is prostitution, 賭 is gambling, 飲 is drinking, 蕩 is loitering, 吹 is drugs usage. Right, so last time is opium, right? Opium drug usage. 吹. So 嫖賭飲蕩吹 is the 5 very bad habit, and it corresponds to, you know, all this destruction. So again, right, destruction is an incident that has already happened. Nothing can be done to change in it, but you still cling on to it, whether mentally or whatever, by doing certain action that try to fill in. So the action is either you constantly run away, constantly go and chase after risky, exciting behavior, or like this one, you know, which is, you know, drug and smoking, right? So like, for example, I got horse. Right, so I might subject to that, but you know, there's no rabbit coming on. Rabbit was last year, right? Last year a rabbit, right? So last year nothing, right? You know, nothing, right? So yeah, right, so you know where is the triggering point, and you know, so the rat and also the rooster. By the way, rat and rooster, if you take a look at the Chinese writing, rat water usually they write as 3 dot of water, you know, 3 stroke. So when you 3 stroke, you put the rooster in, it become alcohol. The writing of alcohol, 酒. 酒 is the combination of 3 dot, which is water, and the U together. You put together is basically this, right? So this one is basically sex and alcohol. So you got rat, you got rooster inside. You know, sex and alcohol could be your escape point when you are going through a trauma. You always go towards sex and alcohol. You know, then you're going to say that, what's wrong with this? Right? Look like the rooster and the rat is the happiest among all. I want to have a rat. I want to have a rooster in it. Right? Is this bad? Sex and alcohol? No. Yeah. All right. So now again, it reached until the stage of addiction one. Right. So you go to the stage of addiction. So the fella always use sex and alcohol to fill up the hole. So now whether it's good or bad, I don't know. Right, so this one seems to be the general consensus. The general consensus is very bad for girls. Somehow borderline okay for guys. You know, it's like sexy is that's one. I did not come up with a general consensus. I have a friend with red rooster who drinks wine like what? Right, so it's fine, right? The fella can take it, then it's fine, right? So yeah, really, seriously, you know, if you see that somebody, you know, can really drink one, and really drink, and you know, somehow socially damn charming one, right? Rooster rat inside the chart one. Usually they have this capability, right? So they have this particular potential. So if they make this particular potential into a weapon of mass destruction, powerful, right? So your social skill set is going to be like acing everything, right? So you can drink, right? So yeah, right, you can really check, you know, those people who can drink, right? Who can basically drink, right? So all those kind of things, they have this, right? Not too difficult. Then, you know, you got your dragon and also your ox. Dragon and ox is basically attachment issue and also hoarding. You take a look at hoarder. Now, hoarder very easy. Just find those people who is hoarding one. Check either dragon or ox is inside. Or maybe going through a dragon luck pillar right now. And then it is basically having the destruction with the ox. You will see this particular 2-person is basically have this hoarding type of situation. Right, so and then the last one, you know, no need to talk so much. It's actually very, very repeating. You know, I tell you, you got this, certain thing happen, cannot let go. So what do? You keep all the old stuff. You know, like this one. You know, if it's in the relationship palace, you can check. You know, all the old letter, all the old. Right now it's handphone. Every single old picture of the old love. All keep inside, all the what we call the chat history keep, every single thing keep, right? So, you know, if let's say it's in the career palace, then all the old thing about work will keep, you know. This is somehow my father. Now my father got an ox in the career palace. He keep a lot of old work stuff. you know, all the old site plan, site execution plan, all the complaint letter. He keep the entire house is like archive. Okay, entire house is like archive, really. All right, so I just went and kidnapped him, right? You know, kidnap him in his hiding house. Bloody hell, that house is like so cluttered with things. Right, lucky, you know, it's like that house is not mine. If mine, right, I'll call a lorry and all the thing will go into the lorry and go to the dump site. Right, so you see, I know what is basically happening. Yeah, more like a junkyard, right? Really, you have everything that has to do with work, even cable, cables. You know, really, my house right now also got fairly a lot of those. You know, keep it just in case maybe one day can be used kind of things, like. But I limit it to his room, lah. My house got a room which is his room. Yeah, I know. I keep a room just for him. So if he come to stay, you know, he can have it. So everything I put inside his room. So I said, like, this is your room. You can put anything inside the room, but don't put anything outside of this particular room. You know, you put outside, I see it, I throw. I don't give face. You know, I don't give face. Right, so it's like that. So my dad got an ox there, and this year is the dragon year. Yeah, you see, ox is a dragon year, you know, so it triggers a lot of things. That's why he's like super stubborn. You know, when I want to drag him, you know, away, you know, it's super stubborn. So you see, I know this is happening. I don't care. I'm the Clash law. Too bad. Oh, okay. I'm the Clash. Too bad. So I drag him, throw him into the hospital. So it's like, so cruel, are you? What to do? Only got one father. Right, so if you've got dog and also your goat, you know, so this is the stubborn denial, right? So you see, the dragon and also the ox is a physical clinging to things, whereas the dog and then the goat is you call it mental clinging. So stubborn and denial is basically mental. So this one, the brain is very cluttered. Outside is not cluttered. The other one is outside is very cluttered. The brain probably is okay one. This one is everything is stuffed inside the brain. So this one probably have constant denial inside. Oh, last time, last time, 想当年, you know, there's a lot of 想当年. Right, so you have all those 想当年, cannot let go. You know, a lot of things, you know, you go and take a look, it's, you know, dog, goat is there. Right, so can you see all of this is actually very difficult for you to intervene from outside, because a lot of this is psychologically driven. Because why? The incident has already passed. It's not a physical real incident. If it's a physical real incident, you fix a physical real incident. But right now it's already passed. There's no way for you to fix an incident in the past. So which means that you cannot prevent the World Trade Center from falling. There's no way for you to do that. Okay? 往事能回味. This one is one of who's the singer already? What of the singer song was right? So now this is the one that I probably can give to you all. Right, so now can you see the situation? It's actually one season producing another season. They are always next to each other. No, it's like no, the spring and winter is separated. Hello, no, you take it like a circle, right? So what is after winter? After winter is spring, ma. So you see, after pig is actually tiger, ma. So can you see after snake is monkey? So after rabbit is actually horse. So no, it's like always one season power another season. So it actually tells you that one season's end, but the other season is overcompensated. Whatever problem that it has on one season is transferred to the other season, that causing the other season to go on overdrive and go on jam. 已经过去的事, something that's already passed right now is driving the way that you are doing on the future. Right, so now this one got pattern for you to recognize. This one got no pattern. I will send both to you. Now I need to figure out why some slide can see, some slide cannot see. But when I'm preparing the slide, both can see. And I see I discover something new. Right, this is where I go, right? Time to talk to my graphic editor. So me, gonna talk to me, graphic editor. Okay, right, so this is basically destruction. So if you see that the bullet have, you know, this run. By the way, in a span of 12 years, every single pillar will go through a destruction. Every single pillar, right? Nobody is spared from this particular thing. Life is like that. All the 酸甜苦辣, you will have to go through it. Your question is how you handle the situation. So that's why you study this. You study this, it's for you to know that, hey, you know, come like this particular season, I'll be subjected to this sort of dumb behavior. So I have awareness. So I have awareness, then I can identify the dumb behavior. So I know that, you know, I got this particular awareness, seems like it, right? So then I know how to put the guard up, put out my guard, and, you know, when things happen, and say, oh, look, like I'm going into the destruction cycle right now. Okay, right? So next year is the snake year, right? So next year is the snake year. So anybody with monkey, you'll be subjected to destruction. So you know that your risk appetite become higher. So don't do risky stuff lah. That's all, Nima. Right? Have the particular awareness that if I have a monkey, then, you know, certain incident happen that I know that I need to let go, right? So I know that my poison is going to be gambling and high risk activity. So I control myself lah. That's all, Nima. Give myself a slap. Yeah. All right, destruction is coming in. Right, wake up, wake up. Right. The important thing is that situation is gone already. Done deal. Right. Situation is done deal. Whereas clash is in progress. Right. Clash is basically in progress. Right. So destruction is done deal. Right. So difference is clash is, let's say that a car has accident to a car. That is called a clash. The destruction is your traumatized driving experience, right? Now you see car. Last time I accident. The car is not in accident right now, but when you see the car, it's like, oh, I'm in accident. Okay, right? So that is basically the differences when it comes to destruction and also clashes, right? So that's it. Cool, guys, right? So this is basically your information. Also forget to do the whatever lah, right? So need to talk to the graphic designer right now. Okay, right? So this is your destruction. So, you know, please help, you know, if anybody want to, you know, just go and send this to them. If you see that the fellow got monkey, right? So the fellow got monkey, then you can send this to them, saying that, hey, you know, next year look like you will be subjected to this destruction behavior. Right, so no, oh yes, subjected to destruction behavior. Right, so what is destruction behavior? This is it. All right, that's it, guys. See you guys again. Bye.